Today on Around the Tiers, this icon marks the entrance to a different kind of living space, one where virtually everything is shared. We'll show you the new way some millennials are living. Plus, we'll talk to our docs on call about what you should be aware of if you have diabetes, what can also be caused by the disease, and how to treat it. And the autistic boy who made headlines last week after Florida State football player Travis Rudolph sat with him at lunch got another big surprise on Monday. What that surprise was, all that and more, is just ahead.
From WBNG TV, this is Action News at noon.
Thanks for joining us today on this beautiful Thursday, and it's quite sunny and nice out there. I'm Conrad, and we have a great show for you today, so let's get to it. Access, not ownership. That's the motto behind a new type of housing aimed at millennials that trades privacy for social connections. Take a look at how it works.
This is your pod, and you've got your outlets.
Alvina Beck is showing her newest guest around this renovated loft she calls the future of housing.
We're in the sharing economy. People are sharing their homes, their cars. Tasks are being shared online.
Beck is the founder of PodShare, a membership-based residence designed for people who are on vacation or staying in the area on a temporary basis. It's part of a movement towards co-living. More buildings are popping up around the nation with a dorm-like atmosphere. This one in New York, called We Live, offers modern amenities where residents can live, eat, and exercise together. PodShare is a no-frills version of the same concept. A stay here costs only $40 to $50 a night. That price includes a bed, TV, and storage area. What's missing is privacy. Every pod is wide open to encourage interaction with other guests.
Give up a little bit of privacy and gain a whole lot of social ability, or collisions as we call it here.
Those collisions often come in common areas like the shared kitchen. Millennials Sammy Burkhart and Emma Greenspan became friends while staying here.
I like sharing everything. It's fun. I feel like it brings us closer.
I think there's a lot more value to the experiences than really having ownership over something.
Right now, PodShare is only in LA, but Beck hopes to stretch the model far beyond California. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
PodShare opened their first location in Los Angeles in 2013. Now, there are a lot of people at WBNG that we don't see on camera. So our first guest is the woman behind the website, Nikki Hickling. She's the internet director here and started at WBNG in 2008 as a photographer intern. She went to Albany in 2011, but eventually came back to BMG, starting as a producer in 2014. Nikki's hobbies include kayaking, being the #1 fan for her boyfriend's band, Al Gore Rhythm, and taking care of her 3 cats, Sawyer, Rousseau, Penny, and her dog, Hurley. So Nikki, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so before we get started, I have to ask about your cat's name. I was a huge Lost fan. I watched it on Netflix, binge watched it, and I thought it was great. I would watch it over and over again if I could, so.
Yeah, so my boyfriend and I, when we rescued the 3 cats, they were actually near my dad's house under a barn. And it was a litter of only 3, and so we couldn't decide between any of them. We had to just take them all. Could be a flaw, but we're gonna say that it's not. We love them very much. So both of our favorite show is Lost. So how often do you have 2 people together who have the same exact favorite show? So we've now seen it 3 times together, and we decided to name all of our pets, our 3 cats and our dog, after Lost characters.
Well, I love it. It's great. Now, we brought you on today to get to know a little more about you and the people who work here who aren't on air that we don't see. So we're going to play a little game, and don't be nervous. It's going to be okay. And instead of asking you 20 questions, what I want you to do is I want you to grab just a little less than a handful of these M&Ms. Okay. Now, each of them represents a different thing that you have to tell us about yourself. So the red one, you have to tell us something that you did yesterday or something about your day yesterday. And then the orange is something that you do well. Yellow, you have to tell us something about your childhood. Blue, you have to tell us about something you learned. And brown is something that you cannot live without. And green is something you watch or listen to. So
okay,
let's see the first one.
I have 2 red, 2 orange, and 2 green. So I guess we'll start with red.
All right, so red.
All right, yesterday was Wednesday. Yesterday was a really busy day at work. So I guess the majority of my day was just working, and then I went home and took my dog for a nice walk, and didn't catch the sunset on the river like I wanted to, but that's okay. Just spent the day hanging out at home.
All right, now what about the next one? Let's do, what color is that? Another red? Another red.
Another red. All right, yesterday. Let's see, I'm trying to see something. I did watch one episode of Once Upon a Time.
Is that your new binge watching on Netflix?
Yes, it
Once
is.
Upon a Time. I've seen that. It's a very good show.
Yeah, and I think that might cover the green too.
Oh, something that you watch.
Yes.
Yes.
So we'll put that over there. Yep, Once Upon a Time. It's something that I have a newfound. Actually, fun fact, the same creators that made Lost.
Oh, see,
Once
there you
Upon a
go.
Time.
Connection right there.
Yeah.
Now we have orange. Let's try orange. That's something that you do well.
Something that I do well. Oh, wow.
Feel free to brag. You can brag. It's okay.
Okay, well, something that I think I do well is taking a picture and then trying to paint it with acrylics, recreate it. I've had a lot of people tell me that I do a really good job with that. So
Cool.
I
Maybe
like
you'll have to
painting.
paint us a picture.
All right.
We'll put it up on the website. You can put it up on the website.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So one more orange and one more green.
Okay, so what was orange again?
Orange is something that you do well.
Okay, I would say kayaking up the river because sometimes you get stuck in a current and you have to really know how to navigate it. So I've been thrown into that situation a few times and I think that I do that pretty well. I can handle that now.
And that's one of your hobbies. And you have a
Yes.
lot of great pictures that you've taken that are great.
Yeah, and then something else that I listen to, you mentioned it before, Al Gore Rhythm, favorite band, proud supporter, my boyfriend, and 4 other local Binghamton guys are in the band, and they've played out several places now.
And then now what kind of music do they play?
They play all 90s covers, and coming up in November, they're actually playing at a B-Sens game on halftime.
That's great. Awesome. Well, thanks so much. And feel free, you can eat those if you want.
Okay, they're
You
a little
like
messy,
M&Ms.
so I might just hang on to them.
They're melted a little bit, but all right. Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you.
If you're diagnosed with diabetes, our Docs on Call suggest you see a foot doctor at least once. Scott Cecina talks to Dr. John Schwert, who tells us about common symptoms that come along with the disease and how you can treat them.
This Docs on Call segment is brought to you by the Southern Tier Associates in Podiatric Medicine and Surgery, joined here by Dr. John Schwert. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So I know we're talking about diabetic foot ulcers. How common are they?
Yes, it's estimated somewhere between 4.5 and 5 million people in America have them, which is way more than you would ever think. It's part and parcel of the diabetes epidemic that is probably more well known in America. Everybody who has the diagnosis of diabetes should see a foot doctor once. They should have a diabetic foot exam where we look at their circulation. We screen them for what's called diabetic neuropathy, which is really the precursor for these ulcerations. If you can't feel your feet, down in the toes and in the front half of the foot most commonly, and you get into an ill-fitting shoe, or if you have a deformity that's already there, like a bunion or a hammer toe, the combination of those 2 things really predispose you to ulceration, actually probably about 11 times that of somebody who doesn't have those problems. So you should be screened to find those deformities, have your circulation screened, have the sensation screened, and from there we can determine how often you need to be seen and the preventative things that are available to you, whether you need to be seen on a regular basis to have your nails taken care of or any calluses, which are also precursors to ulceration. On an annual basis, most insurances entitle you to be covered for diabetic shoes, which prevent you from choosing the wrong pair of shoes out in the world. And from there, we can connect you to other people who can treat your circulation, etc.
So how can this be treated?
Well, the best way to treat it is to be regularly seeing a podiatrist. Once we see you the first time, we can determine based on what we find how often you do need to be seen. So everybody needs to be screened for these peripheral findings, the circulatory disease, the nerve disease, any deformities that may need to be corrected. Those types of things. Once we discover those things on the first appointment, we can then determine what you need from then on, but everybody should be seen once.
All right, Dr. John Schwartz, thank you for talking to us today about
My
this.
pleasure.
If you want to watch this segment again, or if you have any questions, you can visit our website at wbng.com or call 584-7362, 584-7-DOC.
And still to come around the tiers, we take a look at the pet of the week and the college football player who befriended a boy with autism, surprised his #1 fan once again. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. If you have an idea for Around the Tiers, get a hold of me, and here's how. You can email me at kconrad@qni.biz, get in touch with me on Facebook at Kara Conrad WBNG, or give me a call at 607-584-7279. The college football player who befriended a boy with autism thrilled his #1 fan during the Florida State University Ole Miss game. Hannah Daniels has the story.
Florida State wide receiver Travis Rudolph continues his winning streak on and off the field.
And a touchdown! Travis Rudolph!
With one of his biggest fans, 6th grader Bo Paskey, cheering him on.
Travis Rudolph is a great football player and an awesome superstar.
The star player made national headlines when this moment of kindness went viral. 5 Florida State players were visiting Bo's Tallahassee Middle School as part of a community service program when Rudolph saw Bo sitting alone in the cafeteria.
Once I got those 2 slices of pizza, I just seen him by himself, and I was like, hey, this is like a spotlight, I guess. It's just something clicked in my head, just let me go ask him if I can sit with him.
Bo is autistic, and most days no one sat next to him during lunch. His mother, Leah Paskey, thanked Rudolph for this heartwarming gesture on Facebook.
I don't know what made him pick Bo, but I'm so grateful he did.
And while everyone wants to sit with Bo at school now,
I'm a superstar. Everybody recognizes me.
his superstar streak isn't over yet. On Monday, Bo was invited by Rudolph to meet the entire team and watch the game. Bo received big hugs and even got his own personalized jersey. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Florida State staged the biggest comeback in school history to beat Mississippi 45-34.
I'm here with Miley. She is a gorgeous 2-year-old boxer mix. She does well with other dogs and rides well in the car. She has a pretty even temperament. If you're interested in Miley or any other dog, cat, or kitten, please contact the Humane Society or stop by 2 Jackson Street.
Very cute. To see more of our furry friends that you can adopt, head to our website. That's WBNG.com. Just click on the Lifestyle tab. You can also visit the Broome County Humane Society's website. That's bchumanesoc.com. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Around the Tiers.
We'll take a look at the new features, and it's National Read a Book Day. We'll hear from a local author about their new novel. Plus, the National Buffalo Chicken Wing Eating Contest in Buffalo takes place. But who has the best wings in the Southern Tier? We check with the locals to find out.
Thanks for joining us today on Around the Tiers. We'll hope you'll join us tomorrow. Have a great day.